Everybody, thank you so much for tuning in today. So I am Shindesia. I am your style coach. I am here to talk to y'all about sophistication. So what does it mean, or what are some characteristic traits of a sophisticated, classy, elegant, feminine woman? The reason why I'm doing this video today is because as a style coach, my top, I guess you can say, pitch, or what I base everything on, or my teaching on, is styling to be seen as someone who is sophisticated, elegant, classy, and chic. Because every time I do, my one-on-ones with people and my consultations, it's the same thing. And before, I was trying to target a different audience, but then I realized, this is where people are trying to be. This is where people are trying to get to, is to be more chic and classy, elegant, feminine, those types of things. So I took some time to think about it and pray on it, and have decided, this is the area, this is where I'm going to tackle, and this is where I'm going to help people with. What I'm going to do is I'm going to talk about some characteristics of a classy woman. And the reason why I'm doing this is because, it's wonderful that a lot of people want to dress more classy, they want to be more modest, they want to be more chic and elegant and stylish. Wonderful. But I would be at a miss if I didn't talk about how to develop yourself as a woman like this. How to be modest, how to be feminine, how to be sophisticated. And it's great to develop these skills while you are single, because a lot of the women that do ask me for assistance are single, as am myself. So while you are single, while you are still developing and coming to know yourself and really deciding on who you want to be as a woman, style plays a huge part in that, because this is how you are presenting yourself. It's one thing to be it, it's another thing to show it, and it's better to show it. So without further ado, I have 7 characteristic traits that I'm going to go through with you all today. So let's get started. So the first characteristic trait that I'm going to talk about is kindness. So this is a biggie. This is a biggie for a lot of people, because maybe they feel like they are being kind but they're not, or maybe they're being kind but they're doing it in a way to be showy. Okay. Being kind is an important trait to have if you are trying to be, especially if you're trying to be more feminine. This is where that whole being his peace, or being peaceful, or meekness, or reservation, or I don't know what other word I'm looking for, but you probably get the idea. That's where all this comes from. So, having that understanding, showing real love to people, forgiveness, kindness, right? Giving of yourself, being giving, instead of being recipients of things all the time. Just really giving of yourself, sacrificing yourself for other people. So that's a form of kindness, and it's important. It's an important trait to have. You can't be stylish and be a mean person, because for a lot of people, style is what gravitates them to you. And you want to walk around with a pleasant face, a pleasant aura, and a pleasant countenance, which is a word that I just learned. You want to be approachable, and you want people to approach you. Now, on the other hand, once upon a time, there was a girl named Shanine, and people literally thought that I was mean. And I thought it was weird, because I didn't think I looked mean. I didn't think I dressed in a way that wasn't approachable or was disrespectful, and I didn't feel like I was acting disrespectful towards anybody, but people thought I was mean. And that hurt, but again, I can't do much about that, because that's, at some point, you can't make everybody see your value, and you can't make everybody see you as a nice person. Sometimes it takes action. Sometimes it takes stepping out and showing that you are a nice person. I personally, to this day, don't know what made them think that. But once they started to get to know me more and got to know my personality and who I actually was, they realized that I actually am not a mean person. So that does happen, and there isn't really much you can do about it. Just continue to be the nice, respectful person that you are. Allow people to see that through your actions. So if you feel like, because it's hard to do this, but if you feel like somebody is being a little bit standoffish with you, maybe show them your kind side, right? So there's the whole term of killing them with kindness. So if somebody is treating you with disrespect because they think that you're mean, show them how kind you actually are. If they continue to disrespect you, then of course don't continue to engage, but show them your kindness so that they know, and you go from there. People will see that and gravitate to that, because a lot of times people just don't know. And sometimes I do tend to give people the benefit of the doubt when it comes to that sort of thing, because you can't really tell a person's personality just by their appearance. Not everybody is good at that. So that's why I like to give people the benefit of the doubt, and I feel like you should too. Just still express kindness to that person so that it'll change their mind about you. It is a sophisticated, elegant, classy woman. They nurture their intellect. So this is something that is really exciting for me to talk about, because I'm a bit of a nerd. I'm a little bit of a nerd. Other than fashion and beauty and style, I love learning about history. So I watch a lot of documentaries sometimes. Sometimes I'll just sit in my room and watch a documentary. I love that Disney Plus has National Geographic, so sometimes I'll watch about different architectural things. So like just the other day, I was watching a documentary on the lost wait, what was it? Oh, the Lost Tomb of Alexander the Great, which is a great documentary. And I was watching a documentary on like Sodom and Gomorrah, so like the lost city of Sodom and Gomorrah, what happened to Lot's wife, stuff like that. I've watched the entire Bible series. I've watched, like, I like to learn about architectural things and findings and stuff like that. So if there's anything about like a lost city, like give me Indiana Jones, give me that. So yeah, and like I'm that girl that will watch a movie or a biopic and actually Google stuff. So like when I was watching the Hamilton play, I actually Googled everything. Like I Googled Alexander Hamilton, I Googled everything, and I just wanted to know. Like I wanted to know, like I love knowing about stuff like that. So that's just me. That's my mind. I was actually an anthropology minor. So, and a history minor, anthropology and Canadian history minor. So that's those types of things, like I light up. It's great to have an interest in something and continuing to learn about it. So even this, as I navigate into teaching women about sophistication and style and femininity, I have subscribed to more channels that discuss this type of thing so that I can bring this stuff to you. Like one person that I did subscribe to was I think his name is Bishop R.C. Blakes. I could be wrong. I hope I'm not saying his name wrong, but I love his videos. I binge watched them just the other day. He's such a great guy. He talks a lot about like queendom mindset and being elegant, being a woman of value, having values, being articulate, being, the woman that you should be, woman after God's own heart, Proverbs 31, like all those great, wonderful things that any woman in her 20s or 30s or whatever should really learn. I'll post like one of my favorite videos from him in the description box so you can watch. But he's an amazing man of God, and he has some great videos. So, you know, just taking, and whatever your interests are, whether it be business even, just taking, or real estate, or whatever it is, take the time to actually nurture that. So it adds value to you as a person, because now you have something to talk about when you're getting to know people, and, you know, meeting a new guy or whatever the case is, and you're going on a date. Now you have things to talk about. You have topics that you can bring. If you're not a good conversationalist, now you have something to build a conversation on. If, you know, you notice you're on a date and it's getting dry, talk about the documentary that you watched and then bring on a conversation that way. You know, you need to be a woman that is able to start, hold, and finish a conversation. So if you can find something, you know, that you took the time to watch, or you took the time to see, or learn something new about something that interests you, bring that up in conversation. That'll give him the opportunity to learn more about you as well. Another thing is a sense of style. It's important to know how to dress yourself. And that's where I come in. Because I teach, basically my goal is to teach you how to be your own stylist, how to shop for yourself, how to build outfits for yourself and feel confident about what you put together. Know how to go into the mall and find a top that will look good and will add value to you as a person, because these things are important, right? Gone are the days, child, where we just shop and just buy things and they sit in our closets and the tag is still on them because you haven't worn them in like 5 years. Gone are those days when you're working with me. We're gonna find clothes, edit that closet out, and you will know exactly how to incorporate and where to find new things to bring into your closet. And that's what I'm working on right now, is a guide to teach you how to go through your closet and edit it and clean it out and have pieces in there that will actually create lasting outfits for you that you can feel good about, feel confident about, and you'll continue to be able to drag onto that, or add to that, I should say, and style yourself on a regular basis, because it is important. I didn't want to start my content on how to shop because you need to know how to cater to what you already own. It's so important to do that, because one, it's going to save you money, it'll save you time, and what use is it to shop if you don't know how to wear what you bought? You see what I mean? So stay tuned to that. For that, sorry, I will come on here and let y'all know when it's ready. My goal is to have it ready really soon, so stay tuned, it'll be out soon. But anyways, that's that. So yeah, sense of style. So that's on sense of style. If you have more questions about that, we can talk. So my fourth tip is that you are well spoken. So when I was doing my research, it was saying a lot about women who are like this, classy and sophisticated, they don't swear, which is so important. But I wanted to change it up and say well spoken, because okay, it's one thing not to swear, but can you communicate your disagreements or your anger or your sadness with words other than swear words? Because you can say that, yeah, they don't swear, but so what do? Do they just not talk? Even if you don't have a large vocabulary, which again comes with reading and building on your intellect and learning more about things that interest you, at least knowing how to use words to communicate your thoughts and feelings in a way that will get people to understand you. So why do people swear? Because it's easy, and it's the first things that probably come to mind. I was actually watching the documentary on swear words, and a lot of them were saying a lot of the scholars and stuff were saying like it's easy, it's like a reaction. You need to know how to say other things. So I know we all make mistakes and we'll probably swear, whatever, but you need to learn how to use other words and how to express your thoughts and your feelings without cursing somebody out. And I'm going to talk a lot in our culture, like, Black culture. We get very sensitive, and it can become easy, especially in the Caribbean culture, and that's where I am from. It's easy because you get sensitive, things become personable, and you don't know what else to say, right? Sometimes it's better to not say anything in some instances, right? I've been in situations before where people have, just gotten me upset, but you can't let them get you so upset that it drives you out of character and out of your element. Don't ever let people take you away from who you are. Continue to be true to yourself and try to find other ways to express your anger and your feelings and your emotions. If you can't find other words, then just don't say anything at all. So my number 5 tip is being more cultured. So through my research, a lot of writers were saying, being well-traveled and along those lines. And I know that traveling isn't realistic or a realistic goal for everyone. So when I say cultured, I mean you are taking the time to learn about other people and other things. And that's what traveling does for you, to be honest. It takes you out of your element into a new element, and it teaches you something different, maybe about yourself or about society. So it's either you get out of your city and go into another city, or you try another restaurant, try different types of cuisines, or trying something new, pretty much, whether it be learning about something different. So like if you like documentaries like how I like documentaries, I personally like history stuff, maybe learn about a different culture's history that you've never heard of. Or just like how I prefer to learn about archaeology type stuff and historical events, maybe learn about different situations. Like, for example, there's a documentary on Netflix that talks about, there's a documentary of swear words, and then I think there was another one that was about like strippers and the stripper community and what goes on and all that kind of stuff. So that's something that you can learn more about to get a better understanding of. What that's going to help you is limiting your stereotypical beliefs. So when you learn more about different things and different people and different society, you won't be prone to stereotypes. You know what I mean? Like you won't fall for things like that because you know better. But maybe there's somebody in your life that has an interest in something. Learn a little bit more about it, because not only that, it's going to help you become closer to that person, especially if that's somebody that you want to become closer with. So I would say, I don't know, like maybe you have someone in your life who's really into music, right? Maybe take the time to learn about a type of music or a genre of music, or learn about the instrument that they play, so that you can, guess what, build on conversation and learn more about that person. This is going to help you in your dating life as well. So, and I thought about doing a video on dating as a classy woman, dating as a sophisticated woman, and this is one thing that is going to help you when you are cultured in that aspect where you take the time to learn about different things. It widens your horizon and it gives you things to talk about. So, and granted, this can help and it could also not. But there are people, you know, you want to get to know, you're trying to get to know, and you may have a dry period. It happens, but at least, you know, you can talk a little bit about something that you found interesting that week and then build a conversation on that, right? Especially if you want to keep the modes of communication going between this person so that you constantly look and sound interesting. And that's the other thing too. And I think I'm going to do a video on this because you want to be interesting. You don't want to be, you know, boring. You don't want to have nothing to talk about with this person. It's good to have something new about yourself. Always have something new and exciting about yourself that, you know, you can talk to people about. So, you know, that's something that you can think about. But maybe I will do a video on this because I can talk so much about that. My 6th step, so I'm almost done, is being well-mannered. So this goes along with kindness, but I wanted to make these separate because they are separate. You can be kind, but being well-mannered in this sense, I'm talking about understanding types of etiquettes that are out there. So there's like work etiquette and friendship and family etiquette, there's church etiquette, there's email etiquette, there's social media etiquette, Zoom etiquette, YouTube etiquette. There's so much out there. Dining etiquette, which is like the most popular one. Well, I'll say Zoom is probably more popular now, but dining etiquette is a popular one. I'm gonna be honest with you, I know a lot about dining etiquette, but I learned recently that there are some things that I still don't know. So I would love to do a video on dining etiquette with you guys, but there are some things that I still want to know, and I'm still trying to understand a little bit. So especially when it comes to cultural things, because there's so much. Because, like, for example, there is a way to eat certain foods and when you come from a specific culture, doing it the etiquette way may not work. So, like, for example, eating meat. There is an etiquette to eating meat, but in a Jamaican culture, if you were to bring it to the Jamaican culture, it may not work. So there are different things that that you would have to learn, and it also depends on who you are with. So if you are dining out with people, like, one of the biggest things about dining etiquette is your phone. If no one else is on their phone, you should not be on your phone unless it's necessary. But if you're with people who you are always with, and these people are people you know personally, and it's not an important type situation, then I guess it's okay. And if everybody else is on their phone, fine. But if you're with people that you've never been out with before, like you're at a dinner and maybe it's your friend's dinner and there's people you don't know, you shouldn't be on your phone, right? Your purse doesn't go on the table unless everybody else's purse is on the table. But still, to be honest, I still find it tacky. Your purse doesn't go on the table. It goes on the chair or on your lap. Knowing about these types of etiquettes is how you stay well-mannered. Also, punctuality is a big one too. So if you said you're going to be somewhere at a certain time, you should aim for that time. Especially if you were invited to a wedding or a birthday party or a function. If it starts at 3 o'clock, you should be there at 3 o'clock. If you are going to be late, let them know, let somebody know that you're running late. If something comes up and you can't be there, just let somebody know. I know things happen, and sometimes you aim for a certain time and traffic and all that kind of stuff. That's fine. And then sometimes you maybe can't reach the person. Things happen. But when you are arriving, don't draw attention to yourself, especially if it's a wedding. I think if it's a wedding and you know you're going to be late, if the bride is already down the aisle, don't even bother. That's just me. And just, just be polite about it, but make sure you attend the reception. Stuff like that. So just, there's different types of etiquettes even to punctuality. So, and being somewhere on time. So just make sure you have an understanding of that. Finally, so my last characteristic trait that I'm going to share with you guys is being a woman that believes in something. So they say what they mean what they say. There's this saying that says, if you believe in nothing, you'll fall for everything, something like that. You need to have a belief system, have a set of values, have a set of morals, and stand firm in those things. And understand that if you believe in this and other people don't, it's okay to agree to disagree. And it doesn't have to become a fighting match. It doesn't have to become a big issue. It doesn't have to become a big thing at all. This is just what it is. You believe this, they don't, that's fine, get over it. But just make sure you maintain your stance and your beliefs in whatever it is that you believe, whether it is Christianity, whether it is not Christianity, right? Stand firm in your beliefs unless you believe otherwise, right? Because sometimes people's belief systems can change, and that's perfectly fine. A lot of what I knew about Christianity before now has changed, and that's okay, but let that be a change that you come and decide on your own. Don't change just because everybody else is doing it. Don't be this person just because they are all believing in this now. Unless you have come to your own divine intervention or your own realization as to why you believe this now and why you're changing your belief system, then fine. But don't just believe in something just because everybody else is doing it. I wouldn't advise that. So stand firm in your beliefs and what you value, and make sure that you are consistent with that. Right? So if you don't believe in something, don't act that way around certain people and not around others. Keep it consistent across the board. They like to say, keep that same energy. Unless you are being taught something different and coming to a new realization or understanding of something, sure, but in the meantime, keep that same energy. That is all for today. I'm probably going to do a part 2 because I can go on and on about this, but let me know what you all think in the comment section below. Tell me your thoughts and your opinions. If you feel like I missed something, or if you feel like I should do a part 2 because there are some things that I'm missing and I should talk about. What are some things that, sorry, there's somebody doing stuff outside. Sorry, guys. What are some things that you value as a sophisticated woman that you think that I should talk more about? Or what other topics do you want to know more about? So comment below, let me know your thoughts, and I'll see you guys in the next video.